Hello there and welcome to Genesis Models for a in-box review. We are going to be doing a review of the Academy's 1/48 scale Yak-1 Battle of Stalingrad. Now this kit in here is of the Accurate Miniatures, which was 1998 I do believe when it was new tool. So it is a really old kit by Accurate Miniatures. This was released, reboxed by Academy in 2021. So let's just see how good this is for such an old kit. Box art, as you could see, looking rather nice. Around the sides we do have nice little pictures of a pre-built one. It is showing that we have canopy mask, which is rather nice, and it does show us all the colour call-outs from loads of different manufacturers. So they're nicely not being so biased about what colours they show for the job, which is quite cool. So let's just open this up and get started. We do have inside the box, we do have a whole bunch of leaflets, how to decal, how to cut stuff off the sprue. No big deal. So let's start off with our first sprue. Right, just to show off the surface detail. Although this is an old kit, it is surprisingly good. Right, if we look at the surface detail just here, you will see very sort of nice crisp recessed panel lines, recessed rivets. Right, actually a nice fair bit of detail going on with the surface detail. Actually really nice, quite modern sort of surface detail. Slightly getting reminded of Eddard's really nice Sublime surface detail, just slightly, but not quite there. And as you can see, this is the top side. I do believe it's quite plain anyway, so no big deal there. On the underside, yes, we do have like a bit of rib work, a bit of detail there, in the wheel wells as well, a little bit of pipe work. Right, actually very good for the time. So let's keep moving along. We do have some a bit of a different sort of fuselage with this one. I'm just going to sort of show you. Yes, the surface detail, right, again does look really sort of really nice, recessed panel lines, recessed rivets, and all that good stuff. Just looking on the inside, we have a little bit of rib work there, but we have a little ejector pin mark that's in there, which would probably need to be got rid of. Not a massive big deal, but here is the thing. If we bring out sprue C, which by the way, actually, I mean the sprues are all nicely lettered up, which is a good one as well. But we have this weird sort of normally World War II fighters is two fuselage halves, and they just come together, and you stand the top and the bottom and make it look all nice and seamless. With this one, they are going for a two fuselage halves, as you could see here, but the top part is going to come in. As you could see, this top part is going to come in, and it's going to sit on our two fuselage halves. So the fuselage is going to be three pieces, which basically what I'm trying to do is eliminate the top of the fuselage join line, so that you don't have to sand that seamlessly. And I think the whole point is, because you will see just here, it's sort of, I think it's trying to basically just become a recessed panel line, right? So when this joins to the bottom part of the fuselage, it's supposed to look like a recessed panel line. But my experience is that a join line is never going to look like a recessed panel line without putting loads of sort of work into filling and sanding and scribing and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a good idea, but it doesn't really work practically. So quite cool. And again, we do have some nice detail just on the nose section just there as well. So the detail is actually there with this old kit. We do have a whole bunch of little pieces just in here. I mean, here is some cockpit detail. Hopefully you could see they've gone off and they've got all these tiny little ejector pin mark sort of bits that come off. So you've got to cut all of these off, which is quite cool because it means that we haven't got loads of ejector pin marks to sand off. Right, we've just got to cut them off, which is quite cool. And we've got quite a nice bit of detail going in and around all that. Bit of landing gear, right? I think this is like the bomb sort of, some bomb pieces as well. We've got some fuel tanks also. We do have wheel well doors, which as you can see, pretty nice detail. I'm feeling this, and these are raised rivets on these ones, looking really nice. And then we got recessed just on these wheel well doors as well, so looking quite Gucci actually. Was it the landing gear just here? I mean, there is a little bit of flash on this model, but it's kind of a bit standard really, and actually quite good considering how old the kit is. So yeah, I am actually really liking it. A few little bits and bobs on here, nothing to write home there. We do have our clear parts, our canopy sections just here. Now they do look good at first. I mean, maybe not as shiny as sort of more modern day kits, right, but a bit of a polish and they would look rather good. The detail is on them. The only really kind of niggly thing is, I have noticed if you put it up to the light, there is a bit of a cobweb inside the plastic. That is the one where you have it injects into the mold, and when it touches at different temperatures it leaves this little cobweb line. So it's not a crack, it's not a scratch, it's down to the bone, you can't get rid of it. But it is a light one. I don't know if you can sort of see it on here, right, it is just there, it is light, it goes across there. You might be able to see that on camera, right. Once you've got it in there, they are hard to see. I know it's not the best, I mean, and you can't do anything about it, but it is a light one, so a little bit of a bad mark on that one there. But let's have a look at the rest. So we have our decals just here. We'll just take these out. I do believe this is our canopy mast. A little bit hard to see on camera or even with the naked eye until you sort of peel them off. But yeah, nice canopy mast, really cool that they've added them as well. The decals as well are looking pretty nice and in registry, no sort of problems. The colours look good, the writing looks good. They do feel like they will be good decals. Again, until you really sort of like actually start decaling, you don't know how good they're going to be, but they look like they're going to be good. First set of instructions we have here, right, well first off let's bring you in. We have a real nice colour call out. We've got like Humbrol, we've got the Mr. Hobby stuff, we've got Life Colour, we've got Testers, Revell, Vallejo, AK Interactive, right, a lot of manufacturers out there, so they're really sort of showing off what colours you can have. So I do like that when they do that. It looks like they've got a nice sort of okay quality sort of paper. It is in black and white, and we do have this fold out system just here, which is not my cup of tea, but it is what it is. Yes, there is quite a bit going on in the cockpit area. As you can see, lots of little bits and pieces. Okay, it's a bit maybe sort of all in one section, but I think you can sort of get there if you follow it. And you should have it all coming together quite nicely. And again, we have this sort of fuselage section, which is 3 pieces, which how you're going to get on with that, I'm not quite sure, but it's not going to be like some perfect finish when you get that top bit on there. There's probably going to be maybe a little bit of touching up with a bit of filling, maybe a bit of sanding, as I've already said. But yeah, it is a typical World War II aircraft, so it's going to be quite quick and easy to put together, because once you've got that fuselage halves together, once you've got the wing halves together, you put the fuselage and the wing together, and you basically got a World War II fighter going on with that. And then we have all our sort of little bits and bobs that go on this. It does look like we can have things like ailerons, maybe even flaps sort of in any sort of position that you want. The tail section doesn't look like you can have that according to the instructions, so a little bit of sort of dynamic pose that you could probably put on this. Landing gear up or down. We have our propeller. Let's just move along with these kind of instructions I don't normally like. There we go. And actually this is quite a cool one actually. You don't normally see this, but you can have the option of having skis instead of wheel based landing gear. That is quite a cool little touch and a cool little option that you could go for. So that is rather interesting. Then we have what looks like to be our first set of markings, which would be nice if they were in colour, right? But it just seems to show you where all the decals go and where all the different colours go, and it does get you there nicely in the end. We do have a manual 2 here, which does look like to be showing off a bunch more markings that you could potentially have for this kit. Right, so just show you them. You can pause if you want to, and there we go, nice couple more markings. So all in all, well, first off, how much is this kit? Just had a quick look, depending where you sort of shop around. I haven't actually put this up on store yet, but it's just under the £20 mark. It's probably going to be costing you maybe like 18, 19, £20 ish. So actually not quite not a very expensive kit. Actually, it's an old kit, but it really has stood the test of time. Obviously, Accurate Miniatures did a really damn good job with this, and then Academy's come along and threw some decals and canopy masks in there. Yeah, I think it's definitely a thumbs up. It's a pretty nice cheap kit. Nice bit of Russian World War II fighters to do there. Should be a nice quick fun build. The only thing I can only really sort of niggle at this is that canopy. I mean, whenever you've got that cobweb effect in the canopy, it's something you can't really get rid of. I do know that, yes, I know I niggle about these things, but when you do actually get it in and you've got everything sprayed up and it's all glued together, they are a little bit harder to see, but still it is there, and that's the only real niggle I can give about this kit. But apart from that, yeah, big thumbs up. So as always, until next time, my name is Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.